into the last week of IPL 2025 in the league stages. Now, after yesterday's game, 3 teams have qualified. BBKS, BBKS, RCB and GT. GT are on top. RCB and BBKS are tied on 17 points. Only one team now remains for the 4th spot. Now, who can that be? 3 teams, one only mathematically is still in the fray. These are the qualifying scenarios for MI, DC and LSG. The other 4 teams, KKR, RR, SRH, CSK, they are all eliminated. LSG are facing SRH today. MI will take on DC. MI are also taking on PBKS. DC are also taking on PBKS. Now, what is the current situation that you're looking at? If LSG lose today, that's it. Even they are over because they can only get to 14 points. And as we know, 14 points is not enough because one of MI or DC will definitely get more than that. So if LSG lose to Sunrisers Hyderabad today, they are done. Then it will boil down to only MI versus DC and PBKS games. If MI beat DC on 21st, that's it. Your top 4 is settled. MI will be the 4th team because DC can only get to 15 points. And that is why MI versus DC, if MI win, then they will be the 4th team. But if LSG win and if DC win, then your playoffs, the 4th position will only be decided on Saturday when PBKS take on DC. Now, what does LSG need to do? LSG have to ensure that they win their remaining games. SRH, then they have to win against RCB and they have to hope that other results go their way. What is the other result? DC beat MI, but DC lose to PBKS. PBKS then beats MI, and that's how LSG will then proceed because they have to play 3 games LSG. One is today against Sunrisers Hyderabad, and the other 2, I don't remember the other team's name, but LSG will take on RCB in their last league game. So that is why LSG are only mathematically in the race. They have to ensure that other teams do them a favor. So here is the equation for LSG. LSG need to win all 3. DC must beat MI and MI must lose to PBKS and DC also lose to PBKS. For MI, they beat DC, they are through. And LSG, if they lose to SRH, they are through. If MI lose both games and DC manage to win both, then DC go through. That is how it is. But looking at the current situation with the Delhi Capitals, it looks really, really hard because Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill ensured that they just absolutely trampled over the Delhi Capitals yesterday. I mean, what a performance. Sai Sudarshan has enhanced his test matches by stating that I'm now in the right frame of mind, now in the right mental frame of mind by which I can dictate terms to the opposition. My batting is in that right frame of mind, and that is why I'm playing with freedom. That is the thing that he quoted. Now, as far as the IPL is concerned, this is the situation. But apparently there are 2 major decisions that sports in India is taking, including cricket, when it comes to Pakistan. Now, according to an Indian Express report, and we at Sports Today have also been stating that this is a possibility which could happen. BCCI are not planning to play in the Asia Cup. The Indian cricket team is not going to play in the Asia Cup. And if that happens, Asia Cup will be cancelled. Because the BCCI reckons, one of the BCCI sources told the Indian Express, until and unless we cannot play a match in an organization that has been led by a Pakistan minister. Mohsin Naqvi is the current chief of the ACC. And India are very, very determined to ensure that, yes, we do not play in the Asia Cup. So that is the current situation when you have to look at India versus Pakistan. In the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, the BCCI are now very, very determined that they will not play Pakistan in major competitions. And it starts with the Asia Cup. Asia Cup is September 2025. And if they do not play in that, if India doesn't play in that, then Asia Cup will be cancelled. That is how, because you cannot have an Asia Cup without India. And that is why this is a really, really good situation. But we have to wait for the official confirmation at this stage. BCCI, in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, they will not play in the ACC, in the Asia Cup, because they will not play in an organization that is headed by a Pakistan minister. Now, how will the ICC respond to that? ICC at this point in time are actually wondering what needs to be done, because Women's ODI World Cup and T20 World Cup, these two things, will India play Pakistan there? That is the major decision that you have to take. So that is why this is the current situation we are looking at. There is also dark clouds over the Asia Cup hockey tournament. Will India play in that? Will Pakistan be allowed to get visas for that? That we do not know at this stage. Pakistan players, they have said it is up to them to ensure, it is up to the Indian Hockey Federation to ensure that the visas are given. But looking at the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, they will not want to give it. And that is why now on the sporting front, India are seriously planning to isolate Pakistan. They will not play them in the Asia Cup. They will not play them in hockey. They are also planning something big even for the Women's ODI World Cup and the T20 World Cup. So that is why this is one major development that we are seeing when you have to look at India and Pakistan relations. In the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, everything has changed in that way. If this is the thing that the BCCI are planning to do, then kudos to them. Yes, nation first. You cannot have sporting relations with a rogue entity. As simple as that. A rogue terrorist nation that is there, and we have carried this on for far too long. You cannot be having sporting relations with them. And especially after what has happened after Pahalgam and Operation Sindoor, it makes no sense to have any kind of sporting relations with a terrorist rogue entity that is beside us. So that is why the BCCI are taking some very, harsh decisions reportedly. Nothing official about it, but one hopes that the right decision is taken. No sporting ties of anything with Pakistan. Now, as far as other sporting events are concerned, India have managed to win the SAF Under-19 Championships, and it once again continues their dominant display in South Asia. The Indian football team, yes, they have not been in great form. Out of the field, there is a lot of administrative issues. But when it comes to the SAF tournaments, be it the senior or be the Under-19, they have always managed to do well, and India have done very, well in ensuring that they win the SAF Under-19 Championships. So that is one major boost for them. Yannick Sinner versus Carlos Alcaraz happened in the Rome Masters, and what a performance by Carlos Alcaraz. A big statement of intent. He will remain number 2 behind Yannick Sinner, but Yannick Sinner is coming back after serving a 3-month dope ban. Not a very popular thing, because he deserved a longer ban. That is what many people are stating at this stage. So, Yannick Sinner at this point in time, he faces an uphill task. Carlos Alcaraz has stated, I am coming for the French Open title also. Remember, French Open takes place by the end of May and will continue till June. Let's see how that pans out. So, lots and lots of action. Today it is LSG versus SRH. Again, I've told you what is the qualification criteria. If LSG lose, they are eliminated, and they will join Kolkata Knight Riders, Sunrisers Hyderabad, Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings, who are already been eliminated. And then it will boil down to only MI and DC on 21st. If MI beat DC, they are through to the top 4. If MI lose to DC, the wait continues until Saturday, until the PBKS versus DC encounter that's going to happen. So plenty of permutations and combinations still, but only for the 4th spot. What will happen in the top 3? It will be a slugfest. RCB, PBKS, GT. GT can at max get to 22 points. LSG are taking on GT, if I'm not mistaken. So that is one major thing that we are looking at this point in time. So let us look at some comments. Freaking awesome. Sid sir, who would be your openers for the England Test Series number 4 and number 6? Do you think Sai Sudarshan will find a place in the playing 11? Will Shreyas be included for the Test Series? Tough one. We had a debate yesterday. Why can't we try an Abhimanyu Ishwaran, the captain of the India A setup, as your opener, with Yashasvi Jaiswal? But I know that for practical reasons, India A players are sometimes not selected in that sense. So, if you want a fresh start, maybe an Abhimanyu Ishwaran, but if you have to look at a practical way, KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal are my openers for England. Then number 4, I would say a Sarfaraz comes back. A Sarfaraz maybe. If Devdutt Padikkal recovers from his injury, get a DDP in. A Dhruv Jurel is there also. It's a very difficult thing, and we don't know when the squad will be announced, because the squad was expected to be announced from the 16th to the 19th, but it could happen on the 23rd now. So that is why plenty of things about the India squad, which I don't know how it is going to make sense. Rishabh Jha, top decision by BCCI. Now don't play against Pakistan ICC tournament now. Let's just see how cricket goes after that. Rishabh Jha, yes, there are reports going on, but nothing official about it. I mentioned it in the live also. Nothing official about what has happened with the BCCI as far as that is just taken. Biresh Suman saying, thoughts on the WTC final? Will you guys cover it? Causes the pinnacle of Test cricket. Yes, of course we'll be covering it, Biresh. And Australia look good. South Africa can spring a surprise. Both sides have an excellent record at Lords. So that's the way. Rishabh Jha, we have to isolate Pakistan at any cost. Enough is enough now. We need to show their place at any cost. Absolutely. Freaking awesome. Before 2014, India played 5-match test series in England only in 1959. India have never won more than 2 tests in a test series in England. Without Rocco, if India will win 2 tests, it's brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it's a new chapter. India haven't won 5 test series quite consistently. So that's why, yeah, if they win 2, it's awesome. It should happen. But let's see how that pans out. In England, don't look that good at this year. Do you think Iyer or Austin Cooner, do you think Iyer hair to Rohit as ODI captain hindrance because of its... No, do you think Iyer is the rightful head to Rohit as ODI captain? Magical touch of captaincy in IPL? Yeah, it could be. 2026, we don't know what's going to happen. And yes, Shreyas Iyer, his Midas touch continues, because if you look at it, he's one of the few captains. I think he's the only captain to lead them to lead 3 separate teams into the playoffs. So why not? Sportsman, good decision by BCCI to opt out of Asia Cup, but will broadcasters let it happen, or just a rumor floated to one brownie point? See, it is just a report. Nothing is official at this point in time. Austin Kuna, sir, should BCCI decide to keep playoffs which are not home grounds of RCB, GT, PBKS and MIDC, LSG over qualifies, since it will give unfair advantage to 2 teams? But how? I mean, playoffs at home grounds of the RCB, GT, PBKS, by the way, it is SRH, if you look at it, it is Hyderabad and KKR. Original plan. But because of the weather situation, we don't know what it is. And we will come to know what is the situation when you have to look at the playoffs. Maybe by the end of the week, you will come to know. Actually, it's Hyderabad and KKR. That's the home ground, so you're originally expected to host. But we don't know at this point. Because of Australia series, Arvind Raj, can we expect pitches like green top in England? Well, Arvind Raj, if England dish out a green top, even their batters are also pretty bad in that way. Freaking Australia are so dominant at Lords. They've done even better than the home side at Lords. It's not going to be easy for SA. Indeed, it won't be easy. Australia in the last 81 years, I think, have lost only 3 tests at Lords. They lost in 1934, they lost in 2009, they lost in 2013. They have not lost since then. 15 they won, 19 they drew, 23 they won. So yeah, Australia are very dominant. Vinay Reddy, when will the venues of playoffs be announced? By this week? Arvind Raj, because we struggled in Australia, can we expect fast bowling pitches in England? Let's see. I think so, that could happen. Biraj Prasad Padi, why do you hate Kane Williamson? He's better than Test in any other because he has more runs in less matches. Why are you making him retire? He told he will play till 2028, he'll make 11,000 Test runs. I don't hate Kane Williamson. Please. I mean, I have to dispel 2 rumors here. Biraja and all the others who were like telling me that I hate RCB and all these kind of things. Kane Williamson is my ultimate role model. Kane Williamson is the guy who I would wait for hours and hours and hours in the heat to ensure I get a selfie or a photograph with him. I am that big a fan of Kane Williamson. A thorough gentleman, one of the greatest statesmen that we have had in cricket. But there is a dark underbelly to his statistics. He is unfortunately a home bully. You look at his record in England, you look at his record in South Africa, you look at his record in Australia, you look at his record in India, it's not good. And it pains me to say that, but that is the truth. And I don't hate RCB. I just wanted to raise the objections of certain of the behavior of the fans and for creating something out of randomness. Donald Trump, IPL has become boring now. There are not many surprises. Maybe at this point. Biresh, when Kane's run against Sena and in Sena really soulless, there's no hate. It's just pointing out the stats. Exactly. That's what I have just said. That I never ever hate Kane Williamson. I mean, that is blasphemy. For me, I don't hate anybody. I just have a problem with certain randomness being peddled. And yesterday, people were accusing me of fake news. Let me clarify even in that. I never stated that RCB were doing it. I stated fans were having some conspiracy theories that there were 49 doves. The formation of the doves were such that it resulted in an 18. I never ever said that the RCB official handle said it. Everybody who wants to misunderstand can misunderstand me. There are people out there who would want to misunderstand me. Let them misunderstand. But clarification wise, there is no fake news. I know that RCB as a franchise will never do these kind of shenanigans. I know that. But giving something like this utmost importance because Virat Kohli had announced his retirement from tests, it was way too much. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this morning wrap. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis, and don't forget to tap that bell icon so that you know when we go live. Bye-bye.